Ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting shortly. Please take a moment to silence your phones. Flash photography is prohibited during the fencing matches. Thank you. My name is Mikhail Sankofa. I'll be your host tonight, your MC. Welcome to the 2014 Absolute Fencing Gear New York Grand Prix Finals. Give everybody a round of applause, please. We're at this beautiful hall, Grand Prospect Hall, famous for such performances from Lena Horne as well as Frank Sinatra. The event is part of a three-city Sabre Grand Prix circuit taking place in Moscow, Russia, Seoul, Korea, and of course, New York City. We're in Brooklyn tonight. We have over 300 athletes from 45 countries competing in this event. The 8 semifinalists have been fencing all day to compete for the gold medal, and we're thrilled to host the finals at this historic Grand Prospect Hall. Once again, please give a round of applause for the space and yourselves. We'd like to give a big thank you to our title sponsor, Absolute Fencing Gear. Please give them a round of applause. I see the President, Gary Liu, in attendance. Absolute Fencing Gear manufactures and carries fencing equipment to meet all of your U.S. and international fencing needs. We also have a special inaugural part of this competition. The winner of this event for both men and women will be awarded the inaugural Corfanti Cup, named in honor of Ed Corfanti, the U.S. women's saber coach and personal coach to two-time Olympic champion Mario Zagunis. Give it up for her. Like Beyonce says, she's flawless. Mario Zagunis, the Sabre Fund that is, the Mario Zagunis Sabre Fund, a supporter of this event, is also the sponsor of the Corfanti Cup. USA Fencing and the FIE would also like to thank its international sponsors, Tissot and Megaphone, who are sponsors of the Grand Prix series on a worldwide basis, and we welcome those companies to New York City tonight. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who've never seen fencing before, we'd like to give you a quick demonstration. Just to help me along with this demonstration, I brought two of my students along. On the left, we have Hudson Santana. Give him a hand. And on the right, Sterling Grube. What you'll see tonight is the modern sport of saber fencing, originally derived from the cavalry sword. The target area is everything above the waist. They'll be fencing on a fencing strip 45 feet long by 5 feet wide. The purpose is to hit your opponent before you get hit. In this demonstration, we'll be showing you the 4 basic actions that you'll be seeing tonight: the attack, distance riposte, parry riposte, and counterattack. So to start with, Sterling's gonna make an attack to Hudson. Fencers ready? Fence. And you see the green light comes on. We use an electronic machine because the touches go so fast. Next, we're gonna see a parry riposte. Fencers ready? Fence. Very nice. Red light comes on. Next, we're gonna see a distance riposte. Fencers ready? Fence. And as you can see, Hudson fell short first, and then Sterling overtook the attack. And last, we'll see a counterattack to conclude our demonstration. Fencers ready? Fence. Very nice. As you can see, as Sterling came towards Hudson, he lifted his hand, and Hudson hit him with a stop cut. Give him a hand. We're gonna fence one touch. And we're gonna move it along very, very quickly. Fencers ready? Fence. Very nice counterattack. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Give it up one more time for Industrial Rhythm. Unbelievable. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to try it. I'm not going to try it. I'm going to leave it up to Industrial Rhythm. Now, we're going to start the show. I'd like to welcome to the stage our officials for tonight. From Hong Kong, Kang Zhao Zheng, please. Give it up for him. From Russia, Vladislav Shamis. From Senegal, Papa Touré. From the U.S., Matthew Cox. And now introducing our Musketeers from, again, Absolute Fencing. Give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Again, to continue with the announcements, from Germany, Alexander Schiffers. Give it up for him, please. From Egypt, Mahadat El Bakri. And from Romania, Manus Floria. Now help me welcome the athletes for the first semifinal match. The number 12 seed, Sofia Velikaya of Russia. Sofia is the 2012 Olympic silver medalist and the 2011 Senior World Individual Champion. Again, Sofia Velikaya. The number 1 seed for the women's final is American Marielle Zagunes. Marielle is a 2-time Senior World Individual Champion in 2009 and 2010, and a 2-time Olympic champion, winning gold in 2004 and 2008. Again, Marielle Zagunes. The second semifinal match, Olga Karlin, ladies and gentlemen. Olga Karlin is from the Ukraine, and she is the 2012 Olympic bronze medalist, and she is twice world champion in 2013 and 2014. Olga Karlin, ladies and gentlemen. She'll be fencing the number 54 seed from Argentina, Maria Belén Perez. Maurice. Maria is a 2012 Olympian and also a 2004 Pan American champion. Give it up for Maria, please. Next up, in our men's event, we have Diego Acquisi from Italy. Diego is the individual silver medalist at the 2012 Olympic Games and also a team bronze medalist in the 2012 Olympic Games. Give it up again for Diego Acquisi. Next is a man, he's not my Montano, he's not your Montano, he's Aldo Montano. Give it up. Aldo is the 2004 Olympic champion and the 2011 Senior World Individual Champion. Give it up for Aldo Montano. In our second semifinal match, the number 3 seed, Aaron Zalagi. Aaron is from Hungary, and he's the 2012 Olympic champion. Again, give it up for Aaron Zalagi. His opponent from Korea, Jungwon Kim. He is the 2012 Olympic team champion and the 2014 Senior World Team silver medalist. Give it up again for Jungwon Kim of Korea. We have a special award tonight. The United States Women's Saber Team is the 2014 Women's Saber World Cup champions, the #1 team in the world this year. Giving the Federation International Escrime, the International Federation Award, is the U.S. Association President, Don Anthony.
I just want to take a moment to recognize the women's saber team. They'll be coming back out in an award ceremony. I want to welcome all of our finalists and our referees, and I want to thank everyone for being here at this beautiful hall. With that, we will have the actual official award when we do the rest of the awards. Thank you very much. Mikael, take it over, and looking for some good fencing.
All right, let's get going. Give it up.
.300 athletes from more than 45 countries, including the top 23 in the world in terms of men's and women's saber, have gathered in New York City as Universal Sports presents the FIE Saber Grand Prix of New York from Brooklyn's Grand Prospect Hall. And so we welcome those of you joining us live and online from around the world to New York. We will have the men's and women's semi and then finals in Grand Prix Saber tonight, and an incredible lineup that features Olympic champions, World Cup champions, and a few exciting new up-and-comers. There is Marielle Zagunis, the most decorated woman in the history of U.S. fencing, and she will take the strip first. And good evening, everyone. I'm JB Long with Don Anthony, president of USA Fencing, who is our host this evening. And what a fantastic venue, Don, you have put together for this event.
Well, thank you, JB. I am very, very happy to be here. Our staff has done a wonderful job of orchestrating this affair. It is definitely someplace I haven't been before, even though I lived in Brooklyn a long time. It's impressive, and I think the fencing will even be more impressive.
We are set for our first semifinal in women's saber. It features Sofia Valakaya of Russia, currently ranked 11th in the world, and a fellow 29-year-old Marielle Zagunis. So the first of two semifinals this evening. These competitors have gone through a full day of brackets here in New York City, advancing to this final group of four. And with equipment tested and ready to fence, we are almost to our on-guard positions.
Looks like they're checking out the scoring machines, making sure they're set on the right weapon, and also that one of them looks like it is on the far end, for whatever reason, is not repeating correctly. It's got Marielle already winning 1-0, so that's not quite the right score, and it doesn't seem to want to go back to 0-0 for whatever reason. So they're testing. It doesn't look like that's, for whatever reason, they're having problems with this replay system and getting it all synced up right now. The referee does have the right score in front of him, but I'm not sure if that's going to help us get this started. Looks like they've got back to 0-0. Hopefully we'll have everything tested and we'll be ready to go. Back to you, JB.
Interesting that these fencers are a career 5-5 all time against each other. They've seen each other throughout the country, around the world, but on the international stage, pretty level, and not many fencers can say that against the likes of Marielle Zagunis.
Well, you know, Sofia Velikaya right now, she happens to be ranked, you know, in 11, but she's been at the top of the game for a long time. So we finally got the lights on the scoring sides of the piece working. Everything's tested, and hopefully we are absolutely and totally ready to go. Oh, no, it looks like Mr. David Blake is back behind the scenes trying to pull something together. I'm not sure what that is.
Don, it wouldn't be a New York City event if there were not a traffic delay of some variety, right? So just a local flavor.
Yeah, you know, traffic delay here. Last night we were going out. We got stopped, 2 streets stopped because of the protests. So, yeah, it's New York. Never a dull moment in this town. Okay.
And so welcome everyone once again to Brooklyn and Grand Prospect Hall for the FIE Sabre Grand Prix of New York, the first of 2 women's sabre semifinals featuring Marielle Zagunis and Sofia Velikaya, and we are underway. First attack from the right and given to Velikaya. So the Russian with an early 1-0 lead on the American. And a parry riposte for a 2-score lead. That time Zagunis responds.
Well, didn't quite hit the call that time.
Zagunis, the top seed in this event, currently ranked number 2 in the world, the top-ranked American. She breezed through the brackets. Most touches she allowed along the way, Don, just 11, and that was in the table of 64. Here she falls behind 3-1.
Yeah, in the table of 64, she got a little late start. Since she hadn't fenced yesterday, she had to warm up a little bit. But after she was warm, it was smooth sailing the rest of the way.
Daughter of Robert and Kathy Zagunis. We spoke with her father as well as her husband Mike, who are both here in New York City supporting her.
Yeah, Team Zagunis is very strong. Mike is also an MMA fighter.
Back within a touch here. Both lights come on and they'll throw it out. Of course, the Marielle Zagunis Women's Sabre Fund, also a proud sponsor of this event, and the Ed Corfanti Cup, which will go to the winner, men's and women's, of this event for the first time.
And that is an inaugural cup.
Again, our director says Palatouche. She will throw it out. Zagunis pressuring, falling short, but then putting a hit on to tie the score at 3.
Yep, she took it over. You see it come forward, misses, but her opponent's still going back, and she manages to, easily picks that one up.
Velikaya has had some success against Zagunis, including in the 2011 World Championships when she defeated Marielle 15-14 in the final. They have split the 10 international meetings evenly between them.
So it seems like I'm not sure what. Oh, I think the referee's having a problem with his microphone now. Three, ready to go with the fencing.
A carrier post and a touch to the Russian. We've gone too far into this bout without explaining to our uninitiated audience the rules of saber fencing. Perhaps you, as a great saber fencer yourself, can give us a quick rundown.
Well, thank you for the honor and the compliment. Saber fencing comes from the military weapon. It was the cavalry saber, fought on horseback. Therefore, everything is above the waist. The target area is, you can see where it's lit. So this is the only weapon where you can actually stab and cut. And that is very, very important in what we're trying to do here. The person who starts the attack has the right to finish the attack. It's the logical man rule. If you are about to get hit with a weapon, logically you're going to try to keep yourself from getting hit. So that referee that's out there has to make a decision on whether it is an actual attack or not. And that's where the quality of those who can see and those who can't see really comes out. We've got some of the best referees in the world right now.
You do see there is a clock running, but in saber fencing, that 3-minute period seldom, if ever, comes into play. Don, as a former fencer yourself, a choppy start here tonight as we get the equipment kinks worked out at 5-3. Kind of what is each corner thinking this early in the bout?
Well, I think right now they're just, it's been a long day. Everybody's a little tired. They want to just keep their energy up and they want to keep their focus. Mariel is trying not to get distracted by all of the things that are currently taking place. You've got a number of people trying to figure out what the technical difficulty is. And if you can just stay focused at this point in time and get back into your game as soon as this fencing begins, you don't want any downtime at this point.
The top 16 ranked fencers in the world placed immediately into the bracket. Those who are not given automatic placement went through pool play to qualify for the bracket, through which Velikaya and Zagunis have advanced to the semifinals. And we'll resume at 4-3.
So he's saying that Mariel is holding just a little bit towards the attach to Velikaya. So you really have to cut. This time Mariel went for the parry riposte unsuccessfully.
Green light comes on as Zagunis gets back within 2.
She made the attack. It was unsuccessful. Velikaya parried, and then Mariel came back with the counter parry.
Attack from the left. And the touch converted by Velikaya. Zagunis asking for a replay review.
And the reason for that is you can hear it, but when Velikaya made her riposte, Mariel thought she got enough steel on it to make it a parry.
After video review, the call is upheld and the score moves to 7-4 in favor of the 11th ranked saber fencer in the world, Sofia Velikaya, 2012 Olympic silver medalist, after which she stepped aside to give birth to her first son and has picked up largely where she left off.
Yes, she has. And last year was very funny. Son was there, husband was there, and she was fencing in tow.
She's doubling up. The most decorated fencer in Olympic history, and at 8-4 we'll take a 1-minute break.
And this will be very interesting to see what you can see her coming in there. When Mr. Korfanty takes the time to explain, this is when you have the opportunity to really change the strategy. Your coaches are watching you. They can tell you where you're being too fast, you're being too slow. You see Ed Korfanty talking to Mariel right there. He's talking about, well, you're probably not pushing, you're not going back. And then you can see on these attacks, Velikaya is picking up, Mariel's cutting. She's a little bit low.
Of course, Zagunis burst onto the scene as a 19-year-old back in 2004. Hard to believe, already a decade ago when she became the first U.S. fencer to win an Olympic gold medal. And her coach, one of the greats. They hail from Oregon, Beaverton products.
And yes, he is. Not only has he created Mariel Zagunis, he also had Becca Ward, which is a phenom, and he's basically created a mecca for women's saber fencing. People come from not just the United States, but from many countries just to train with Mr. Korfanty and to train at that club.
Why, his name is on the cup that will be awarded to tonight's victors, men's and women's.
Yeah, he earned that respect. I mean, with what he's done and women's saber fencing being a new Olympic sport in 2004, He has led the charge. He's also on the on the Coaches Council for the International Fencing Federation.
Maria Belén Perez Maurice of Argentina or Olga Carlon await the winner of this first semifinal. And out of the break, Zagunis strikes first.
So this will be interesting. Marielle has been given some coaching. It'll be see how she responds. You see how she's coming faster already off the line.
Both lights came on there, so our director threw out the touch, the engagement. Attacking in the preparation and scoring is Zagunis.
And that's exactly what I'm sure Ed said. You've got to go faster. You've got to be more precise.
A reprise attack awarded there on the left. Zagunis thinking about a replay challenge.
That's a tough call.
Stop cut there.
Mario got caught. She took a big step. Gave Velikaya a little bit of time to be able to cut her to her wrist.
So back to a 4-touch advantage, which is where it was at our break. Zagunis back within 3 at 10-7.
You can see the difference on this one. She's moving short. She's taking her time so that she has time to finish and finish where she wants to. Right there. Boom.
Two-time Olympic gold medalist has some work to do. She needs 8 touches before Velikaya gets her 5. It's a race to 15.
Mario able to get her to stop. The referee explains exactly why he made the call. She's like, okay, if that's what you saw, then I'm not going to use my video.
Just in those 2 most recent exchanges, you can sense the home building advantage that Zagunis has in her favor if she can mount a rally here. But her margin for error has been decreased. Velikaya is within 4 of the final.
You know, at 11-8, you're still room to work, but this is like a critical touch.
Her right of way all the way, and she finishes to make it 11-9. No touch, they attack together. Zagunis has 3 of the last 4 hits to get within 11-9 after Velikaya has held 2 separate 4-touch leads.
Nice action. Just caught her as she was stepping in. Nice little cut to the wrist. Boom, right to the wrist. Just enough ahead.
Zagunis came up short, and Velikaya took advantage.
You know, every time she's trying to redouble on this attack, Velikaya is able to make that very clean pair of reposts and deny her the second one. And on that one, Zagunis returns the favor.
You don't find your way into the FIE Hall of Fame without poise, composure, finding your way back in bouts in which you trail by 4 or more. Zagunis already has that honor, looking to find her way to the final here in this Grand Prix.
She's closed that gap. She's well poised.
Zagunis, I think, frustrated. She did not realize her light came on. She apologizes in relief because we're tied at 12 and it has become a 3-hit bout.
The problem is the repeater light over there is not working. So she's looking at that light and she's saying, wait a minute, my light didn't come on. But the signal, for whatever reason, is not transmitting over to that light. And I have no idea why. Okay, it's working now.
So tied for the first time since it was 3-3 in a choppy early going. Zagunis has rallied from down 10-6
Great bout.
to the top 11 in the world
Come on,
for a spot in the
Brooklyn. Give it
final.
up for him.
Perry Riposte, a clean light for Velikaya, and she needed it.
Velikaya has been effective with that particular action so many times in this bout.
How about this atmosphere inside Brooklyn's Grand Prospect Hall, Don?
Oh, it's pumped up. One of her teammates, Ivan Lee, over there, who just went into our Hall of Fame, is like, come on, come on.
2 touches needed for each fencer. Perry Riposte. That has been the best move for Velikaya.
Yeah, consistently. That and her stop cut. It's been all defense for Velikaya.
And on her home strip, the Russian has knocked off the American for a spot
Give him a hand, ladies and
in the
gentlemen.
Grand Prix Women's Sabre Final.
Great job.
And it was all that Perry Riposte over and over again. Same action, extremely effective.
So just as she did in 2011 on her way to a world championship, Velikaya defeats Zagunis 15-13, the final count.
Nice Perry Riposte. Just textbook. Pull the distance, control the blade, make it look very, very easy. Very easy. So we see Velikaya going back.
You want to take pictures? Oh, whatever. Send Michael over with a chair. Okay. I need somebody to run the remote. Okay. And they have to start the clock, and I can't do that.
It's the number 54 seed from Argentina, Maria Belén Perez Maurice, and the 2014 Olympian, the 2004 Pan American champion.
Set for our second semifinal in women's saber here at this FIE Sabre Grand Prix of New York. The most highly touted fencer in the world, Olga Carlon, the 2-time defending overall World Cup champion. And the upstarts, Maria Belén Perez Maurice from Argentina. First touch simultaneously thrown out. Number 1 seed in the world on your left, the number 54 seed in this event on your right. And I spoke with Perez Maurice following her quarterfinal victory. Has never achieved a result of this magnitude, Don, on the international stage.
Well, this is her first breakthrough was actually at the Pan American Zonal Championships this year when she beat Mariel Zagunis. And she has just been coming stronger and stronger. And as you would say, no one expected to see her here tonight.
She's only faced Carlin once previously. It was a 15-10 loss at the Chicago World Cup earlier this year, and she trails 3 already.
Well, I think the big question will be, will she be able to continue the level of form and the level of competition that she's demonstrated earlier today? It looks like she's trying to find her legs right now on that action.
Because she has 4 names, I wanted to make sure I knew what her friends called her back in Argentina, and she said La Fleca, which translates to the skinny one, and you can see that tall, lanky reach landing the first hit.
And she's using her length very, very effectively right now, keeping the distance. But with Olga Carlon, those pair of reposts, you will see them over and over again.
Carlin just married in November. She really had to battle to reach these semifinals. Touched out Rosella Gregorio of Italy, 15-14, or she would not even have a spot on this strip. That was hers all the way.
All the way. We saw her at the World Championships this year. She and Mariel Zagunis in the final, and she made it clear, if you're going to beat me, you've got to take it. I'm not giving it up.
Well, 6-1 lead. She won't get a chance to see Zagunis again here tonight. Mariel was just eliminated by Sofia Velikaya in our first semifinal. Attack from the right, priority awarded to Perez Maurice.
This is a critical touch from Perez Maurice. Now she's created a gap of 5 touches, and with a fencer like Olga Carlon, unless she goes to her corner and completely turns things around.
And we'll go to the break at 8-2. Just 24 years old, only 5'7", but what is it about Carlin's game that makes her so impossible to fence against?
She's got extremely good footwork. She controls the distance very well, and she's very precise. She's got a good pair of reposts, so you can't just attack her, and you just got to figure her out. You got to move her. She's a complex fencer.
Again, currently #1 in the world is the Ukrainian. 2-time defending senior world individual champion, defeating Mariel Zagunis 15-12 in Russia this summer. Don, you were there for that bout.
And she was strong. And the other thing is, she's a fighter. I mean, seriously, you could tell the way she got on that strip is, if you want this world championship, you've got to take it. I am not going, I mean, it was very clear that she is very focused and has a lot of self-discipline and control.
As for La Fleca, as she's known to her friends back in Argentina, ranked 22nd so far this season after finishing last season top 25 as well. So she's a respected international saber fencer, but this is the truly elite level where any seed outside the top 10 is almost unexpected, Don.
Top 16, you can see them, but you're right. In the 50s, that's just not something that I would expect. But I've watched her before, and depending on how she comes back, if she can tighten up her steps right now, she's taking too big a step. Watch Carlon's feet when Jay come off. You see how small Carlon's coming? She's covering the distance so small, she's going to move her in.
And again, this is a right-of-way discipline of fencing. So even there, Perez Maurice, light comes on. It was Carlon's attack all the way down the strip.
And what Perez Maurice wants to take, she tried to take the blade, but she was too low. So she just hasn't figured out anything she can do with Carlon at this point.
And Don, your point there is if you can displace your opponent's blade, that's enough to take over right away.
Exactly.
Perez Maurice using her length to her advantage there.
That would be her best game, but the thing about it is it's only going to work so many times.
Because the next time Carlon sees it coming, it'll be a parry riposte.
Absolutely. That time, Perez Maurice tried to go for a parry riposte unsuccessfully.
A look to the monitor.
It looked like they both prepared. They both went. Yeah, simultaneous. Yep. They both hesitated a little bit, looked at each other, said, okay, I'm going to go. Yep, I'm going too.
Attack and a touch into the preparation there, and Carlon's within a couple of the final.
And once again, the long, when she can set it up with the short step and then go long, she's very effective. Boom.
It doesn't take much with the electrified scoring to make that light come on. That was a good example of it.
And that's the first time Perez Maurice is able to get a really solid pair of reposts.
So she's found her footing here late, but will it be too late against the top-ranked women's saberist in the world? Most likely yes, as she's within one of the final.
Yeah, it's just too big a gap. Not against someone like Olga Carlon.
Falls short. Carlon takes over, builds her attack. A parry riposte, a good answer to stay alive.
Oh, I think that's the thing. Perez Maurice has been able to really demonstrate she has a very solid game. The thing that's happening now is she just doesn't have enough in her repertoire yet to be able to take offensive at that level.
So Carlon advances to see
Congratulations to Olga
Velikaya
Carlon.
in the women's final.
Next up, we'll have our first semifinal. The number 8 seed, Diego Ocucci of Italy. His opponent will be the number 5 seed.
Easy
Aldo
touch.
Montano of Italy.
So the women's saber final is set. Sofia Velikaya of Russia, the number 11 ranked fencer in the world, will see number 1 Olga Carlon of the Ukraine.
Again, number 8 seed on your right, Diego Ocucci of Italy. He's the individual silver medalist in the 2012 Olympic Games. A member of the bronze medal team in the 2012 Olympic Games. His opponent, his teammate, his buddy, his mentor, dare I say, the number 5 seed, Aldo Montano.
Back in Brooklyn, set for the men's saber semifinals and a matchup of Italians first, with Aldo Montano set to face Diego Ocucci. A couple of top 10 fencers in the world. Montano will be on the left, Ocucci on the right. This for a spot in the championship at our FIE Saber Grand Prix of New York here in 2014. Done its 1 series, 9 cities this year, and 3 of them will feature saber.
And this is the first, New York. It's a favorite spot for most of the saber community. And we have Aldo Montano, the veteran on the Italian team, fencing the new guy, well, not so new. I mean, he took a silver medal in 2012, but relatively speaking, Aldo's been around a very long time.
2011 world champion on your left. He was also the gold medalist in Athens at the 04 games.
And he loves New York.
You hear the question video there, giving Montano a chance to challenge with video replay after the touch was awarded to Okutsi, and the call stands. So 2-1.
And with the video replay, you're allowed 2 challenges, or say 2 incorrect challenges, and then you have no more challenges available.
Okutsi's signature international result was
Now that's
silver
saber.
in the London Games. Lost to Aaron Silagi, who we will see in our second semifinal here. The Hungarian also on this stage with us tonight in Brooklyn. Okutsi had a quarterfinal win, Don, over Gubon Gil, who's currently the top-ranked fencer in the world, to advance to this round.
He just beat Gu, who just won the World Cup last year. But Okutsi's no stranger to this level of fencing.
33 years old, currently ranked number 7 in the world. And on a parry or post, he takes a 4-2 advantage. In fact, the last 4 hits have been his.
His underarm protector is gotten misadjusted, needs to pull it back up.
According to the FIE archives, Aldo Montano holds a 5-2 lead over his countrymen on this international stage when they are forced to meet head-to-head. And anytime teammates, Don, square off on the strip, the atmosphere is a bit more muted because their teammates, their supporters, don't know who to root for.
Well, and the rest of us don't have a favorite, even though I would say Aldo is the usually the favorite, but you're not going to root against, his own teammate for him. So it brings the tone down. Not nearly as exciting as it usually would be if you have 2 countries really combating against each other.
And Don, you've spoken about how this is an inaugural event. How great was it to see the top 23 in the world currently ranked sign up and enter this event to compete here in New York?
It's great to see it. It's not surprising, though. I mean, New York has had a World Cup or some event here for many, many years. We've been away. We've gone to Chicago for a couple of years. So when people get to come to New York, they get to come for that level of fencing, and they get to do a little Christmas shopping at the same time.
It has been a beautiful weekend, considering here in mid-December. Sunny and comfortable, no snow.
No snow. The weather's been, very temperate, and people have. The fencers say they've had a very good time here. Very nice attack, fast. Aldo Montano is one of the rare fencers. I mean, he and Aaron Silagi are those who have that fine feeling and technique and can create things out of nothing. When you think there's nothing there, they all of a sudden can make something. Mr. Okutsi didn't like that call. He's done a video challenge.
That call will be upheld, and so Montano gets the touch, and he's back to level at 6 apiece. How about that cut?
Aldo is like, well, wait a minute, how did I miss you? But that was very nice, very quick.
It was enough to make him check his equipment to make sure his light was still coming on, Don, to your point.
Yeah, it's when he's cutting, I think Aldo cut in time, but he was off target. So that's why he was like, well, wait a minute, what happened here? So he said to Final, he was able to take the blade. Looked like Aldo's prise de fer. So once again, when he's coming with the blade, if Aldo can take the blade, he can take over the attack.
Prise de fer, the fencing expression that you use there.
Means the French term for pressing the blade.
Attaque contre attaque, no offense. Attaque contre attaque. Vidéo or not? Vidéo?
He's saying there was no fencing time. Oh, I see why Aldo says he was ahead. In the slow motion, it does look like he should have been ahead.
Alonso, 1 minute break. Attaque contre attaque.
So the call is upheld, and that makes the score 8-7 in Okutsi's favor. And so we'll get a 1 minute break.
Well, because they're teammates, there's no coaches coming out to talk to them, so they can just really reflect to themselves on this one.
Coming up next, Aaron Silagi, Olympic gold medalist, and Kim Jung-won of Korea in the second men's semifinal. Again, we're competing for the Korfanty Cup tonight. Ed Korfanty, great saber coach, Mario Zagunis' personal coach. That cup will go to the men's and women's winner each year, perpetuity.
It's a first time for it. I think it's the type of thing that, and we know the tradition of fencing and the tradition of sports. You've got the Stanley Cup, you've got all the other cups. So now we have the Korfanty Cup, or inaugural cup for an inaugural event.
A great look there at the Grand Prospect Hall here in Brooklyn, New York, an early 20th century construction that was renovated in the late 90s. Originally designed as a ballroom and concert hall. We heard Frank Sinatra performed here at one point during his career. The ballroom's 40 feet high, 70 feet wide, 125 feet long, and now it's got a 45-foot fencing strip right down the middle of it for this FIE Sabre Grand Prix of New York.
It's a beautiful venue for a lot of beautiful fencing.
Attaque no. Contre attaque touche. Point.
Another touch to Okutsi, a 9-7 advantage.
On garde. Prêt, allez. Attaque finale pareil. Riposte pareil. Contre riposte touche. Point.
That was a pretty touch.
Yes, you got hit. That's correct.
Down. On garde.
And this is a Okutsi might want to argue, but he knows he's out of video replays, or he has maybe one left.
Attaque no. Merci. Contre attaque touche. Point.
Click right to the mask.
He's caught him. Aldo made a very fast step. Too big.
On garde.
Okutsi
Prêt, allez.
capitalized on it.
Attaque simultanée pareil touche.
As a saber fencer yourself, those must feel good when you just clock an opponent right in the
My favorite target area is
top of the head, huh?
Oh, yeah.
On garde.
Especially when it's long, it's direct, it's quick, and the guy's just sort of like one light, and he's like, oh, I just got killed.
A parrier post there. Montano is ready. Perhaps not surprising that we've seen this bout settle in between teammates fought within a touch or two.
And you can see it. You see that he goes, and Montano's with that quick footwork. He's got such fine footwork. And they know each other so well, so they're just going to be in that little bit of a zone, trying to take advantage of just a mistake they can hopefully force.
Attaque simultanée pareil touche.
The Italian men's saber team, currently number 3 in the world. We mentioned the name Gubon Gill, the top-ranked fencer in men's saber. His Korean squad, the reigning World Cup champs.
Yeah, Korean saber has come a very long way. There's some video on the YouTube just showing how hard they train.
Attaque offense sur la partie forte de la lame. Riposte touche. Point.
So he said on that one that Okutsi tried to make a prise de fer, a cafe de fer, but he's down on his guard, which means now it counts as a pair repos and gives Aldo Montano the touch.
Merci. On garde. Prêt. Allez. Préparation. Attaque de gauche. Touche droite. Point. Masse.
Tacking into the preparation was Montano, priority awarded, as was the touch. If it stands, it'll match the score at 11.
On garde.
Okutsi deciding if he wants to video challenge or not. Instead, he'll take a walk.
Which was a really wise move. You could really see him pull that action.
Prêt. Allez. Attaque.
Single light for Montano and a 12-11 lead.
You could tell Akutsi, he took that extra and said, wait a minute. He's really trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do right now? And he just stood there way too long.
Regarde.
So from down 2 hits, the 2004 Olympic gold medalist on your left has rallied with 3 consecutive hits to take the lead. They're going to throw that interaction out. And back to on guard.
Prêt.
Yeah, they both prepare, they both go.
Action simultanée. Pas de touche.
Again.
On garde. Prêt. Allez. Attaque contre attaque. De droite, touche, gauche, point.
I was like, well, wait a minute. What was different about that one than the other one? He was just slightly slower.
And Don, it's not who gets there first or whose light comes on first, it's who starts first.
Who starts first and continues first also.
Préparation, attaque de gauche, touche, point. Merci.
It's who starts and who, you have to start first and then you have to finish and continue. And it doesn't mean you have to finish first, but you have to finish continuously. You can't start and then just hold.
Prêt, allez. Attaque vers le gauche, touche, point.
36-year-old Aldo Montano is now within 1 of the gold medal bout.
Akutsi says, he didn't take my blade. He didn't take my blade. Papatori says, I see it. And that's a little bit behind, but yeah, it looked like we heard it.
Regarde. Prêt.
Number 5 in the world on the left, number 7 on the world to your right. Both Italians, both vying for a spot in the championship round tonight.
Mr. Salagi making, I'm not Salagi, Mr. Akutsi making a little bit of an adjustment, also trying to collect his mind just a little bit.
Prêt. Allez.
Pair riposte, and we're not done yet.
Pair riposte, counter pair riposte. Montano set it up perfectly. Akutsi said not necessarily. Takes it, boom, 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 boom.
Regarde. Prêt, allez.
Impossible to judge by the victorious shouts from each Italian.
Action simultanée, pas de touche. On garde.
Always nice to finish on a clean single light, especially between teammates like this. Look at all the tablets and phones, everyone trying to capture this moment.
Well, Aldo's going to give you a show one way or the other.
Prêt. Allez.
And now he has his spot in the final.
Wow. That was a very nice prize. Wow. And Aldo's at home. He just loves being in New York. He plays to the crowd. He's just enjoying the energy. And he gave us a nice show. Boom. Close the distance. Nice. Nice. See that distance, see that low center of gravity? Just boom, boom, boom. Able to take it. Now look at him change distance. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Underneath. you can't make that action unless you have so much control of your balance and your distance that you can be in the right place to even execute it. You can see it, but unless you have everything in control, you can't even execute that action.
Aaron Zalagi of Hungary, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for him. His opponent from Korea, 2012 Olympic team champion, Jung Hong Kim. Give it up. Just saw a great bout between two world-class competitors from Italy. Aldo Montano coming up on top. I expect nothing but the same in this second bout. Individual Olympic champion versus team champion. Both know how to handle the pressure. Great tactically, technically.
Our second men's sabers semifinal features a pair of Olympic champions. Aaron Zalagi of Hungary did it individually in London. Kim Jung-won of Korea is a team Olympic gold medalist. A couple of simultaneous attacks to begin. They're fighting for the right to see Aldo Montano of Italy in the gold medal round.
What we're going to see in this, if you just saw when Mr. Kim went down, how flexible he is. He's got speed and he's got really excellent training. What Aaron has is, Zalagi has is super technique and amazing feel.
Nice little cut there, and Kim gets the first touch. With Don Anthony, I'm JB Long. We're in Brooklyn tonight for the Sabre Grand Prix. This is Grand Prospect Hall, a grand venue indeed. Zalagi went for the parry riposte and missed.
Which is understandable. It's still early in the bout. He's still trying to get the tempo and the feel.
An attack from the left all the way. The 24-year-old scores his first hit. He's finished top 5 in the world in 4 of the past 5 seasons, has Aaron. And he's back to level at 2-2. Don, we should also point out that he's responsible for eliminating the top American in Sabre, Daryl Homer, in the round of 8, 15-9. Otherwise, we might have seen a hometown favorite on the strip in this round.
That would have been very nice. Daryl fenced extremely well today, and with the luck of the draw coming up with Aaron Zalagi, who is definitely one of the toughest fencers to fence. Timing, speed, once again. So, good day for Daryl. Could have been a little bit better if we'd been able to see him here.
The Hungarian and the Korean tied at 3 apiece. Zalagi has won 5 of their 7 previous head-to-head bouts. And with a direct attack, he takes a 4-3 lead, his first of the bout.
The thing I liked about that action is he doesn't hit and go any further than he has to get the right on. He's so efficient. It's Zalagi. But see, Kim's able to pull distance. He's able to change the distance. And as long as he can keep Aaron from being able to get really grounded in his game, if he can keep him guessing, then he's got a chance at this one.
Don, when you say that Aaron doesn't go any farther than he needs to, is that because in the off chance that he doesn't put his blade on, he's not exposed for a counterattack?
He has the ability to try to not expose for a counterattack, but also to be able to make a pair of repos or to redouble, either one.
So he's on balance, he's composed, he's well positioned.
Just as he gets as close as he needs to make the cut and no further.
Both lights come on and a check of the video monitor before a decision. A first international podium opportunity as an individual fencer for Kim here. Unused to the semifinal stage, even though he's been to the highest level as part of the top-ranked Korean Sabre team.
Yeah, this is his breakout individual moment.
Attack from the left, and Silagi gets another.
And his teammate is sitting up there above him, watching, saying, "Okay, can you represent for me now?"
Attack from the right. Silagi, you could see him searching for that blade, wasn't he?
There's no blade to be found.
Kim so quick with it. He's back within one at 6'5". That teammate you spoke of Kim's, Gu Bong-gil, the #1 ranked fencer in the world, did not advance to the semifinals here tonight.
No, Mr. Diego Cuzzi took him out, and Mr. Montano returned the favor to his teammate.
So the Italian Montano awaits the winner of this bout. We'll have Velikaya and Karlon, the #1 woman in the world, in our female final.
Aaron Silagi was just really good parry action motion, and Kim was just too far ahead of him.
Silagi retakes the lead.
Once again, that perfect distance. He'll come in. Boom. Right across the chest.
Hard to believe he's still just 24 years old. Don, you and I were in Budapest 2 summers ago when they hosted the World Championships, and he really was the face of that event.
Absolutely the face of the event, coming off of the 2012 London. And he's got such a dynamic way of fencing. And he was a hometown favorite. They did a whole movie video on him. It was very nicely done.
Capacity crowds every time he took the strip. He came up 3rd in that event, 5th at this summer's World Championships. Back on guard at 7-6 in his favor. The second men's semifinal here, and another touch awarded to Aaron Silagi. And that'll get us to a 1-minute break.
Still close. Still a lot of action. Aaron showing how he does it. See, Kim is up, off balance.
Mentioned he's finished top 5 in the world in 4 of the past 5 seasons. And given that that started from his age 19 season, that really is incredible, given how strong the spectrum of men's saber is internationally. Kim a bit older, he's 31 years of age. He's coming off a quarterfinal win over Vincent and Stets of France, 15-9 to earn this spot.
And Stets is a young. I mean, I just saw him in Plovdiv, Bulgaria, as a junior. So, but the fact that he was there was more to his record, and it looks like Mr. Kim took advantage of it.
Individual Olympic champion versus Olympic team champion.
So Silagi and Kim midway through our final semifinal bout of the night. On guard at 8-6. Kim wants a monitor review. He thinks he earned a touch there. And he was right. Attacked into the preparation, and he's back within 1 hit.
Wow.
Regarde. Allez. Attaque tous. One.
2 in a row out of the break, and Kim is back to even at 8 apiece.
You know, when you see that kind of
Regarde.
change, you know that your coach told him something.
Allez.
Now does Silagi have a counter adjustment?
Regarde.
Exactly. It's truly that physical chess taking place right now.
Tous. One.
And that's the one thing that the Korean, did you see the explosion, the length, how much ground that they can cover? Their foot speed, their leg strength, and their flexibility on distance, just really amazing.
This bout was tied at 6 apiece. Silagi got a couple. Kim has answered with 3 in a row of his own.
Regarde. Allez. Attaque tous.
That was a hard sell by Kim, and he's awarded, at least initially, as we go to the monitor again.
You could sort of feel it. It looks like it. Let's see. Yeah, he sold it.
Attaque tous. One.
And the call is upheld. Don, that's a point we have not addressed so far this evening. How much does the showmanship and the primal screaming impact
Well,
a director?
It gets you the first time to pay attention, but then they go back to the monitor to see what's real.
There's a saying in fencing right now that your screams can't be heard on video replay.
Right, exactly.
Off the piece. One.
There's a point awarded because Silagi went off the back of the strip.
Wow. That's very unusual, but that's that same pressing length, constant pressure. And you can see it. Yep, he's off. Once you get that.
Regarde. Allez. Pas plus. Regarde. Allez.
6 unanswered
Nice
from
touch.
Kim.
Nice touch.
Well, Don, you and I would have to brush up on our Korean, even if we had been in that break conference with Kim's head coach to understand what was said. But in terms of what you've seen, what adjustment has he made? Because he was down 8-6.
He's going hard. You see how hard he's pushing? He's pressuring. He's pressuring. He's just pushing on him. Aaron has a finer technique. Aaron, if he's not pressuring, he's overpowering him. He's muscling him right now.
Regarde.
Again, this is a reversal of their head-to-head series history. Silagi had won 5 of their 7 bouts. Parry riposte.
And so, first of all, the Korean coach is amazing. A very good man, too. But what you see what happened is he's been pressing him so hard and pushing. Now Aaron's trying to push back. That allows him to make the parry riposte.
Again, 9 unanswered hits to get to the gold medal round.
He gets close to the podium and he says, "I'm not stopping now."
From trailing 8-6 at the timeouts, Kim Jung-won to the final.
Sophia Galkaya.
Wow.
Open calling for the women's gold.
Here he comes again. Boom, boom. And he took it right at the guard.
Sofia Velikaya of Russia, on the right.
Boris, they're changing tapes. They're changing tapes in the truck. Broadcast, they don't.
Wait for our
So once again, the women take center stage here at Brooklyn's Grand Prospect Hall, the FIE Sabre Grand Prix of New York. And a fantastic final matchup between the #1 fencer in the world, Olga Karlan of the Ukraine, and Sofia Velikaya of Russia, her opponent. With Don Anthony, I'm JB Long. Glad you're with us for Universal Sports coverage of this Grand Prix event. It returns to New York City, and here in Brooklyn, a fantastic venue, Grand Prospect Hall, decked out for this competition. The first of two finals will determine a women's and men's champion. And Karlan, the #1 ranked fencer in the world, gets the first touch.
Final attack. Touch.
First two in her favor after she eliminated Perez Maurice in the semifinal.
And both of these fencers, Ukraine, Russia, similar systems. Coaches at one time fenced for the same Soviet Union country, so these fencers know each other very, very well.
Velikaya does hold a 7-6 edge in the head-to-head series against Karlan. Building her attack all the way, reaching for the blade. It was parried, and Karlan gets the touch. Velikaya wants the video.
Well, I can see why, because she definitely tried to make the prise de fer. The question is where it landed on the blade. But Marius Florea typically doesn't change his calls, but if he saw something,
Together, pick the base, attack, touch, one.
he changed the call. She was right.
So instead of 3-1, 2-2, as Velikaya's challenge was successful. Karlan thought she had the parry riposte and missed, but she does score on the counterattack for a 3-2 edge. Karlan now 4-2, and for the past 2 years, she has dominated the world of women's saber. 5'7", still just 24 years old, two-time defending World Cup champion and senior world individual champion to boot.
Anger, Fred, Ale. Attack.
5-3 lead now on Velikaya, who eliminated the American favorite, Marielle Zagunis, in her semifinal bout, 15-13.
Anger. Fred. Ale. Attack.
Oh, nice touch. Nice little counterattack to the arm. Carter coming in.
Anger. Fred. Ale. Halt.
Halt was called as Karlan appeared to have lost her footing.
Anger. Fred.
Back on guard at
Ale.
6-3.
Attack. No, contra-attack. Push. One.
Point on the counterattack for Velikaya.
Anger. Fred. Ale. Reprise attack. Push. One.
Priority from the left, and Karlan gets another.
She made sure we knew it too.
Anger. Fred. Ale. Attack. Push.
Attack
One.
from the right, and the touch converted. Velikaya keeping it very close.
Anger. Fred. Ale. Attack. No. Attack. Push. One.
And at 8-5, we'll get our break.
See that attack coming. Picked it up. Going direct. Carlon's like, I got this. So this is where the coach is actually telling Carlon, look, this is what's working, this isn't. You know, just keep doing what you're doing for the most part. Stop doing that. Then you've got Christian Bauer. Christian's been coach of the Chinese team, the Italian thing, I think it was French team. He's definitely the highest paid coach in the world right now. And he's had a lot of experience. So this is sort of where you're playing chess, and now you're going to go talk to your chess master to help you get through the rest of it.
Both competitors.
You know, outside of Zagunis, these are two of the global players, if you will, with Velikaya being the 2011 world champion,
Gold medal.
the 2012 Olympic silver medalist, and since then, Carlon has somewhat taken over the international scene and the #1 ranking as she looks to close out the Russian and win another event here at the Grand Prix.
You know, a lot of Carlon really came on after 2011, 2012 when she was able to, she carried the Ukrainian team so often. And then in Budapest, she was just so excited to finally win something and be at the top of the podium. And since then, she doesn't want to stop.
You mentioned she carried her team, the Ukrainians, to team gold in Beijing, and then now the individual success has followed.
Exactly. Sort of what we're seeing with Mr. Kim on the Korean side. Just we're starting to see, you know, his breakthrough on the individual success.
And Carlon was looking for the blade there and never found it as Velikaya landed a hit.
What Carlon's arguing is that Velikaya's first attack was no, and that she, and because of that, she has the right to finish. And the Ukrainian coach was just told to sit down. And this is what happens when you have great referees like Marius Floria. He can tell the fencer what she saw, and they were like, oh, okay, I got that. And they're not going to argue just for argument's sake.
Bounces right back with the parry riposte for a 3-hit lead. Good pace to this bound as Velikaya answers right back. Carlon's attack miss, and Velikaya right there to take advantage.
Yeah, Carlon hit off target on her leg. She got really low, and the blade didn't get high enough to score.
Don, it has become a 5-touch bout for the Grand Prix.
5 touches, evenly matched.
Velikaya with the last 3 to draw the score even. Carlon retakes the lead.
She just did a little tide change on her. She changed the tempo and she's changed the distance, just that quick. Remember you were talking about what's that next strategy? She said, okay, that's not working. I'm going to go faster.
Don, is there something to saving your best game for late in the bout, throwing something at your opponent that they haven't seen once you get to 10 touches?
Let's put it this way. I'll take whatever I can get at that point. I don't think you really ever save your game. Because you can't control what's going to happen on either side of it. So, you know, if you can switch up to something that you haven't used, yes. You know, you keep something back if everything else is working.
Velikaya not done yet.
She just came so strong, so fast. I mean, that's when you get awarded an attack. It was all out, off the line.
Hangar. Fred. Ale. Acción simultánea.
Throw that one out. Back on guard at 14-12.
Fred. Ale.
To the monitor.
It looks like they both stop, they both go. There's not really any great tempo. Yeah.
Sonia, fin de más. Hangar. Fred. Ale.
Number 1 in the world and atop the podium in New York City as well. Olga Karlov.
And Eniel Velikaya wasn't upset about that too much. She went for the pair, she got hit. You know, it wasn't as though she wasn't where she was supposed to be just to execute. She just wasn't quite there.
So 15-12 the final score, and the Ukrainian, just 24 years old, currently number 1 in the world, twice a reigning world champion, delivers here in the Sabre Grand Prix of New York. Universal Sports coverage of the FIE Sabre Grand Prix from Brooklyn, New York continues. The final bout of the night, the men's Sabre gold medal match, and it features Kim Jung-won of Korea and the Italian Aldo Montano. A couple of top 5 seeds clashing here in the gold medal bout with Don Anthony, JV Long. Our privilege to be able to bring you top-notch Sabre fencing here in mid-December. We look ahead to the not too distant Olympic year, Rio 2016. A lot of these individuals thinking about Olympic gold in their future. Kim Jung-won, Aldo Montano on guard and ready to fight for gold. An emphatic parry riposte from Kim for the first strike.
Yeah, Aldo actually wanted to go for it, but he was not successful.
Kim came up short, but was able to redouble his efforts and take a 2-0 lead.
So we've got the old champion Aldo Montano with the new young guy Kim Jung-won. So what's going to happen right here is it's really not in Montano's advantage if Kim does to him what he did to Aaron Salagi, because he's going to try to use his legs. What Aldo will do is he'll use that fine distance, and he'll use his parry repo skill like we just saw right there.
Silagi, the Olympic champion, led Kim 8-6 at the 1 minute timeout. Kim did not allow another touch the rest of the way, running out to a 15-8 win and a spot in this final.
And he just muscled him. And you see Aldo pulling his foot up, trying to make sure that he, stays loose, because Kim is going to be so physical. If he doesn't, it's going to end up being an issue for him.
Kim looking to dispatch another Olympic gold medalist, as Montano claimed the top spot in Athens back in 2004. Also a 2011 world champion individually.
And see, the other part about this now is that this has been a long day. They fenced a lot of bouts. And Aldo is at that age now where his body will break down, while Kim Jung-hwa is younger. He's just a better machine right now.
Breaking down at 36. Are you telling me I have that to look forward to? You got to be kidding me.
Well, let me see. At my stage of the game, I've looked forward to it, back at it, and it still keeps coming.
With the president of USA Fencing, Don Anthony, a great saber fighter in his day and even to this day on the senior circuit. I'm JB Long. Glad you're with us here on Universal Sports for this gold medal bout between Kim and Montano.
So we've got a score of 5-1, but Montano is so wily and so skilled. He has such a bag of tricks right now. But Kim is just relentless with maintaining that distance and that control.
Right to the mask, and as we mentioned previously, but it bears repeating here, it's Ubong Gil, not Kim, who is the top-ranked Korean, the top-ranked saber fencer in the world. But Kim has a chance to back up his countrymate and claim another top spot on the podium. Important answer from Montano there. Oh, a spectacular clash. Montano furious. Kim scores it. And that'll get us to the break at 8-2. Back to finish this bout and award a gold medal after this.
하고 있어. 계속 공격하면 되죠.
이대로 해. 이 들어가서 첫 편만 신경 딱 쓰라고. 여기
Aldo Montano of Italy looks across at Kim Jung-won of Korea, who had a remarkable comeback in his semifinal, rallying from an 8-6 deficit at the break to earn a spot in this final. Can Montano do the same from down 8-2? Back at Brooklyn's Grand Prospect Hall.
Now, Montano can do it. The question is whether his body will let him do it. That's really the question right now.
He begins with a green light and a touch.
So what Montano's going to do now is he's going to go to his finesse game. He's going to try to out-finesse Kim's power.
300 athletes from 45 countries converged on New York City this weekend for this Sabre Grand Prix. Only 2 remain on the strip. The final bout of the night, Kim and Montano, and it's the Korean dominating.
Montano's every part of his body is starting to hurt him. You see him grabbing something at every action.
Kim again on the parry riposte textbook.
Wow. Wow.
Hangar. Pre. Ale. Ay. Attack. Push. One.
That was so pretty, so light.
Hangar. Set pre. Ale. Contra-attack. Pare. Riposte. Counter. Riposte. Touche. One.
Don, we're going to need your help there. That was a complicated explanation.
So what happened was the counterattack was parried. So Aldo's first attack wasn't, but then Kim's attack came back. So you see him go, and then see how he takes the blade. You see how he hit? He tried to hit, no, and then he came back and parry reposted him. Boom. And boom.
So our director took a look at the replay and upheld his call.
It's a correct call.
11-5, our updated score, as Kim looks to close out Montano.
Attack. No. Riposte. Touche.
So Kim's attack came up short. Montano's riposte landed. He's back within 5 at 11-6.
I say it's just a question if his body will let him execute at this point.
He has rallied for the last 3 hits. Can he continue to close the deficit? Oh, just pure strength from Kim there, and an injury to Montano.
Closed him out, and he hit his toe. He's got issues with his leg and his toe, and he just ended up hitting it. And there he goes.
Well, Don, we talk a lot about quickness and length and footwork. We don't often talk about brute strength, but for Kim to hold his ground there and close out Montano, as you said, you have to be strong.
His leg strength is amazing. I mean, and that's really it. We're not talking about the upper body strength. We're talking about what the power is in those legs that allow you to have the ability to hold your center of gravity, control it, change directions with it, and be able to move it at such precise, and then explode. Small, then explode.
Montano given some time here to gather himself. He's being doubled up by Kim, 12-6.
And the referee knows that this is the right thing to do. I mean, sometimes they will just push you. You know, Kim just acknowledges to Montano, hey, sorry, you know, it was just a collision. Actually, Montano went into him, so he just happened to hold hard. And you see Mr. Shamas there, great Russian referee.
And Don, just want to mention this here, that this is our Sabre Grand Prix of New York. This is one series, 9 cities in this inaugural event. What do we have to look forward to this season in fencing?
Well, the season actually for the Olympic qualifier starts in April. So all of this is leading up to everybody starting to realize that it will be a whole new time and, you know, game on. We have 3 more Sabre events. We've got Seoul, Korea next, and then Moscow. And then we've got the whole foil and épée season as well, which includes Rio as a test event and moving forward, you know, along those lines as well.
So 3 Grand Prix for épée, foil, and saber, the men and women participating together in those events in their respective cities.
Absolutely. The first Grand Prix event was Turin, Italy. The next one was Doha, Qatar. And now we have the first Sabre event in wonderful New York, New York. Well, actually, we're in Brooklyn, New York, but New York City.
Your old stomping grounds.
Oh, yes. This is where I trained. I fenced for the Fencers Club here. Lived in this borough of great Brooklyn. Changed a lot since I was here, though. As we drove by the Barclays Center, it's a very different Brooklyn now.
One thing hasn't changed. That is this borough's support of the sport of fencing. Look at this place tonight, the Grand Prospect Hall, filled to the brim in a spectacular venue as we finish out the night with Kim and Montano racing to the finish.
And Montano is not going away easy. He's still trying to finesse his way back into a close enough lead that he can probably start working with Kim's nerves. And, and he is steadily trying to do that.
Well, this is the first individual international medal opportunity for Kim. How tough are these final touches to finish it out and claim gold?
Oh, I mean, first of all, they're always tough. But then you're fencing one of the smoothest veterans out there. I mean, the cagiest of the cagey. So if he makes any mistakes, any kind of breakdown, Aldo will take it will take advantage of it.
Again, they come together, and Montano gripping his foot.
Aldo saying his foot is just killing him right now. His whole body, his legs, and this has been an injury he's been fighting all year. You see him try to go to a point in line, and then Kim just lands right on the side of his foot. And toe and foot injuries in that kind of action are something that, you know, you'll get one of those at the beginning of the season, and your front toe won't be the same the whole season long.
Guard. Pre. Allez. Attaque offert. Touche. One. Merci.
That was very pretty. Came back, knew that he wasn't close enough to hit Kim, so he took the blade just to make sure he didn't get stop cut.
Allez. Attaque. Touche. One.
At that time, he realized that Kim is now starting to having to be a little careful. Now you see Kim tying his shoe. Kim knows what he's up against. He's like, okay, I can't afford to make another mistake. If I make another mistake, this guy will figure out a way to make this turn against me very quickly.
So you're telling me there was nothing wrong with the laces?
Oh, there was nothing wrong with those laces.
Still searching for the winning touch against Montano.
He thought he might find it in the laces, though.
And maybe he did. At 31 years of age, Kim Jung-won finally hoists individual gold.
Of Korea, the 2014 Absolute Fencing Gear Grand Prix Saber Champion. Give it up for him. Give it up to our silver
Aldo
medalist.
Montano, the Italian at 36, settles for silver here in New York City. What a moment for Kim, who's had so much team success with the top-ranked Koreans. Now he does it on his own, with Gu Vong-gil watching in attendance here at the Grand Prospect Hall. Here's the winning touch.
Makes that attack. He pushes him. He pushes him. He pushes him. And there he goes.
So as Don Anthony leads our broadcast table to go lead this award presentation, we invite those of you watching live online to stay with us. We will keep our channels open so that you can see the medal ceremonies from here in Brooklyn. Kim Jung-won, by a 15-10 margin, dispatches Aldo Montano of Italy, and he is your men's saber Grand Prix champion here in New York City. He joins Olga Karlan of the Ukraine, the current #1 fencer in the world, who will be atop the podium on the women's side.
The United States women's saber team was honored with being the Team World Cup winner. It is a pleasure to be able to give you this medal that you can share for the four of you, and you make us all proud. Thank you so much.
The women's saber team from the United States, with a nice honor from Team USA President Don Anthony for their season World Cup championship. Top-ranked women in the world. Marielle Zagunis reaching the semifinals here in New York in this Grand Prix event. Ibti Muhammad was an early upset in the table of 64 there with
Thank
the
you,
hug
Don.
from Don.
And again, congratulations to our women's saber team.
And with that honor
Now
bestowed,
for the
we'll
women's saber awards
go on to the
ceremony.
Women's Saber Awards from this
welcome the
weekend, and we'll let you listen in
Women's
in-house here at Brooklyn's Grand Prospect Hall.
Tonight's presenters for the women's medals, Frederic Petrushka of France, General Secretary of the International Fencing Federation. Gary Liu, owner and president of Absolute Fencing Gear. Francisco Martin, the captain of the 2012 United States Olympic fencing team. Chaba Palagi of the United States, 1963 Pan American Games champion. And Sam Sherris of the United States, member of the Honor of the International Fencing Federation. Marielle Zagunis. In second place, Sofia Velenskaya of Russia. And the women's winner of the Absolute Fencing Gear New York Sabre Grand Prix, Olga Karlin of the Ukraine. Ed Corfanti will now present the cup to the winner, Olga Karlin of the Ukraine, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause for all our finalists. Now they will play the national anthem of Ukraine. Next, we have the men's awards ceremony. Presenting the awards will be Don Anthony of the United States, USA Fencing President and Chairman of the Board of Directors, International Fencing Federation Executive Committee member. Ivan Lee, member of the 2004 U.S. Olympic team. Christian Colsor, 1992 and 2004 Olympic team silver medalist and FIE sports director. Manuel Kazadakis, member of the FIE. And our medalists, in third place from Italy, Diego Quizzi. And from Hungary, Aaron Zalagi. Next, our silver medalists from Italy, Aldo Montano. And the men's winner of the Absolute Fencing Gear New York Sabre Grand Prix from Korea, Jungwon Kim. And now presenting the winner, the Corfanti Cup, Ed Corfanti. Now please join us for the playing of the National Korean Anthem. Once again, congratulations to all our men's finalists and women's finalists. Please join us downstairs for an autograph session. Thank you for coming. See you next year.
That's what I thought.